This video is brought to you by Artistworks. Artistworks are part of TrueFire Studios, and they offer direct access to master musicians through their innovative online learning platform. Partnering with iconic musicians, they've crafted decades of industry experience into guided paths of online lessons. Crucially, there's an option to get personal feedback tailored specific to your playing via their unique video exchange. Get direct guidance towards your playing goals. You can use the code JNC40 to get 40% off of any of Artistworks courses.
On Fridays, I try to do some sort of video about chords, and it's been a little while. I don't think I've done too many of these since Elodie was born, but I happened across this video from Allen Hinds, who I think is one of the classiest guitar players in the world, and an incredible player. Also has a course on TrueFire if you're interested in that sort of thing. You can use the code JNC40 to get 40% off of that still if you wanted to, or for the all access pass you can use JNC100 to get $100 off. If you like the sort of stuff that I do, you'd probably dig some of the players on there like Andy Timmons, Allen Hinds, Tim Miller, Martin Taylor, the list goes on. Anyway, but yeah, I saw this from an MIT post, which is where Alan teaches, I think, which would be really cool to have Allen Hinds as a teacher, I'd imagine, seeing his stuff on TrueFire, for example. Anyway, so this little chord progression he was playing, and it really caught my ear, and I wanted to kind of figure it out, and I hoped maybe it'd be something that you were also interested in too. Patreon will be the place to get the tab for it and the backing track that I was improvising over on the introduction there. Just dig in. So we're starting off with spread triads. Now this also he's playing like this, and it seems that Alan is a guy who uses his pinky for kind of chord playing as well, which is not what generally happens in the classical world, but it is something that I find myself doing. Not that I'm comparing myself to Alan, but just interesting to note. So right, I'm positing that these three chords, this would be chord 4, which to me gives me the home of B major. So that's kind of my reading of this. You could disagree if you want to, but that sounds to me like he's playing diatonically for most of it in the key of B major. And so that's the context in which I'll talk about this. So we start off with these spread triads. Now, if you've not heard of spread triads, I've got other videos on these. Kind of a key part of Eric Johnson's playing. That's probably why I've heard of them. But also people like Julian Lage use them. They've just got this really open sound. Now, what a spread triad actually is, so this is an E major spread triad. In E major, typically we might play something like this. What we do when we spread the triad is that we're going to move, instead of playing the second note like here, we're going to move our third, or the second note that we're playing, up to here. Or play it like this to be a lot more. So instead of this sound, you get, and instead of this sound, so we're just moving that major triad up. And we've also got the open B, which he's using as a pedal throughout this. So even that has a really cool sound. So we're just moving from an E major triad there, and then we're moving to an F sharp triad with a B in it. Which is actually a fourth, right? So that could be like an F sharp major 11, or, you know, it's not a sus4 because we've got the third in, but we're adding the 11, right? And then we go up to our minor triad. So effectively the movement is this. So we're going from E major triad to F major triad to G sharp minor triad. So chord 4, chord 5, chord 6. All pretty basic stuff. I'm playing this here on the 6th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret. Okay, and then he moves down into my other favourite thing. So spread triads are one of my favourite things. And then the other favourite thing is 9 chords. So it's this kind of shape. So you've got the third, so we're in an inversion of A here, in my opinion. So we're jumping out of the key to a key that to a chord that's related, because it kind of belongs to, you could think about it as like a secondary subdominant if you wanted to, or just an A, or coming from like a B Mixolydian sound. We're just here for a minute anyway, but 6th fret, 4th fret, 7th fret, 4th fret again, 5th fret, and then 4th fret. So what we got there, the 3rd, the 5th, 9, 5th, and then, did I call it a 6 add 9? I think it's just a major 7 add 9, or major 9. So what he does, he goes like that, arpeggiates down from the E, and then picks the G sharp at the top, and then he moves. So basically here our bass line is going to go from the C sharp to the D sharp to the E, and we're here for a very short second. So this is like a B in first inversion, because we start on our D sharp, 6th fret, 4th fret, 4th fret, and then 7th fret here. So you get, and then an E major 7, I think, and a 9 as well. So we've got the 7th fret here, E, F sharp here on the 4th fret, B on the 4th fret, and then our D sharp on the 4th fret. So and then down to this kind of F sharp 9 kind of thing. So an F sharp here, G sharp, and C sharp, right? So it's kind of, I think, implying that, but it's like a sus2. Or so that first part. It's got a really cool sound. Then he repeats that. Okay, and then we're going to jump up to here. So we're repeating this kind of idea. But here, so kind of a D to an E. So instead of, we pluck it all at the same time. So D major 7 add 9 in first inversion. So 9, 12, 9, 10, 9. Then up to an E major in first inversion. 11, 9, 9, 12. So it goes. And then repeats this part down here. Okay, so far we got repeat. And then after that, so I think that's right. Let me just double check. Yeah, he's kind of playing it 3 time, but and that's how he finishes it off. So we come, after we do this part, down to our F sharp, he then jumps down to a G in first inversion, up to an A in first inversion, to a D, back to an E. So all together you get this. So I kind of suggest we're finishing on the 4 there. So give that a try. I think that little movement has a really beautiful sound. And he plays it in a few ways, you know, like with that arpeggiation. And in a a few different places. So I thought that jumped out to me. I hope you dig the sound of it as well, but I think those are some really pretty chords that we could totally make use of in our own playing, and some really nice movements. I think that's the stuff that makes this kind of work nicely, is that it's really neat little movements where the bass is kind of staying stepwise, there's melody in the top, and it's just got a really great sound to it. I hope you dig it, and let me know how you get on with that. Patreon will be the place to grab the tab for the chords as well as that backing track that I was improvising over using this stuff. And cheers for stopping by. Cheers.